The Fairy and the Frog by Justin and Irina Trzaskos. Once upon a time, deep in the woods, there was a pond. The pond was home to plants, fish, dragonflies, and frogs. Each spring the frogs would lay their eggs and tadpoles would hatch. One day a very special tadpole was born, but he did not think he was special. When the tadpole grew arms and legs, he was not happy either. His brothers and sisters were all very happy to live in the pond, deep in the forest, but he wasn't. The frog decided to hop away and find a new home. He leaped out of the pond, plopped into the stream nearby, and began to float away. The frog was excited for his adventure, but before long, night fell. The frog was alone. The sounds of the forest made him scared. The frog decided to hide in a hole for the night. In the morning, he was ready to continue his adventure. He floated down the stream, enjoying the sun and breeze. In the afternoon, the frog saw a small boy crying by the side of the stream. The boy had wings. Drying his eyes, the boy asked the frog, "Will you help me?" "I can try," said the frog, "but I am just an ordinary frog. What can I do?" "I am just an ordinary fairy," said the boy. "My wing is hurt, and I could really use a ride down the stream. Will you help me?" The small fairy looked very upset. "I dropped my bag, then hit a tree. I've lost my things," he said. "Climb on my back," said the frog. "I will give you a ride." Thank you," said the fairy. The two began to travel down the stream. As they floated along, the fairy asked, "Where are you going?" "I'm moving away from home because I do not like being a frog," said the frog softly. "Everyone has something special to offer. You just don't know what it is yet." "I think that being a frog would be great," said the fairy. The frog let out a loud croak to laugh at the fairy. After floating a bit, the fairy asked to stop. "This is where I dropped my things." The fairy looked around and could see his bag at the bottom of the stream. "Oh, no!" "What's wrong?" "You have found your bag," said the frog. "It's at the bottom of the stream, and I can't swim well. I usually fly," replied the fairy. "Don't worry, I'll be right back." Then the frog was gone with a splash and dove under the water. A moment later he came back with a bag in his mouth. "Here you go," said the frog. Thank you. You are an exceptional frog." "It's nothing," said the frog. "It's easy for me." "I suppose I will continue down the stream," said the frog. "Goodbye." Wait!" yelled the fairy. "Wait for me, I need your help. My home is down the stream too. If you take me there, you can have some food and rest for the night." The fairy said, "You can meet my friends and family. They would love to meet a frog like you." "Did you say a frog like me? What is so special about me?" The frog frowned. The fairy laid a hand on the frog's shoulder. "Of course you are special. If you do not believe me, you should come with me. I will show you a magical pond where you can see a reflection of your true self, who you are meant to be." "I am hungry," groaned the frog, licking his lips. "I am curious too. Hop on my back." The two companions began to travel again down the stream, enjoying the sunny day. After a while they came to a pile of stones blocking the way. "We're stuck," said the fairy. "Just jump," said the frog. "I can't jump that high. I usually fly," said the fairy. "No problem," said the frog. "Hold on tight." He leaped over the rocks and landed on the other side. "You're the best," said the fairy to the frog. Just around twilight, the two heard the distant twinkling of bells. "We're almost home," yelled the fairy. As they turned a corner in the stream, they could see a beautiful tree filled with lights and little fairy homes. The lights and the colors were all reflected in the magical pond that surrounded the marvelous tree. "We made it!" shouted the two friends. "Thank you, my friend," said the boy. "I will tell the Queen Fairy how you helped me. She will take you to the magical pond to see your reflection." The frog let out a loud croak of joy. Later that evening, after a delicious dinner, the boy brought the frog to the Queen Fairy. "Thank you, kind frog, for saving my little friend. He has told me of your great bravery and abilities," said the Queen Fairy. "You may now look into the magical pond and see your true reflection." The frog hopped to the edge of the pond and gazed into the still waters. He stared and stared, but all he saw was his own reflection. he appeared no different than he was. "I don't understand," said the frog sadly. "I am looking at myself." "Yes, it is you. The reflection I see is of a brave frog who helped my hurt fairy float down the stream, dove under water, and jumped over large rocks. These are very impressive skills. You are exactly who you should be," said the Queen Fairy. The frog did not realize that helping the boy meant so much. "Tonight we will celebrate in your honor, because you are a hero to our village. You may stay here as long as you wish. You are now an honorary fairy," the boy told the frog when he came back from the pond. The fairies danced and sang to celebrate the frog who saved their brother. "Thanks again for saving me," said the boy quietly to the frog. "I guess you were supposed to be a frog after all. If you need a break from the pond, you will always be an honorary fairy. You can visit our village any time that you wish." "Thank you, my friend," said the frog, "but I think I will return to my pond to see my family tomorrow." Okay, laughed the fairy. "Do you want some company? I could use some adventure while my wing finishes healing." The frog let out another huge croak of laughter. "Yes, of course. A frog needs a friend to make the adventure more exciting. Let's go!" The two friends jumped back into the stream. They swam and splashed together, and when the fairy was tired, he rode on the frog's back. Throughout the journey to the frog's pond, they talked and laughed. The two were friends from then on. Even now, years later, the story is still being told at both the fairy village and the big pond about how a fairy and a frog became best friends.